Shawn Porter warns Devin Haney about a fight with Teofimo Lopez. Says, hey, man, that's a lot for Devin Haney to deal with. Also talks about what he thinks will happen in the Gervonta Davis fight with Teofimo Lopez. Man, there's a lot of really exciting things taking place in the lightweight, the 140-pound division. Let's talk about that in this video. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. Always a pleasure to talk boxing with you guys, especially when there's so many good things taking place in the sport like there have been this year. But before we get into that, I just want to tell you real fast about today's sponsor, the Boxing Showtime app. It's a very useful app that keeps you updated on all things boxing, and you can keep up with the latest fights, where to watch them, the latest news, and a lot more. For any hardcore boxing fan like myself, and most likely all of y'all, I would definitely recommend downloading it. And it also is most definitely a big support to the channel. It's available for both Apple and Android, and you can find the link in the description below. Thanks for considering downloading Boxing Showtime's app. But let's get back into the subject matter of the video. One of the really good things to take place was the fight that took place in Madison Square Garden, the theater. Let me not get it carried away. The theater, not the main one, but the theater between Teofimo Lopez and Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor was the former undisputed champion at 140 pounds. Teofimo Lopez, suck your thumb if you want to, Devin Haney fans, was an undisputed champion at 135 pounds, and before he lost to George Kambosos, which then allowed Devin Haney to fight and become the undisputed champion at 135 pounds. Teofimo Lopez restarted his career with an impressive win over Josh Taylor. He was the underdog when the fight was announced. So for everybody that wants to act like nobody in the world thought that Teofimo Lopez was going to lose to Josh Taylor other than me, man, go somewhere. Josh Taylor was the betting favorite in the fight. And I do believe around a minus 150, and I think it was plus 250 on the books that I looked for Teofimo Lopez. However, if you bet on Teofimo Lopez made you some money that night. So, of course, the question is, what is next for Teofimo Lopez? What is next for the 140-pound division, the 135-pound division, as Devin the Dream Haney is more than likely going to be moving up in weight? Well, it seems as if Devin Haney is caught between a rock and a hard place if you ask Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter was interviewed I do believe he was interviewed by Fight Hype while the fight was ending, or after the fight had ended, and was asked what he thought about Teofimo Lopez's performance. He said, look, man, there's definitely some holes in Teofimo Lopez's game that I can see, but he did what he had to do. He really shined on the night and he beat Josh Taylor. When asked what he thought would take place moving forward, Shawn Porter, former IBF welterweight champion, former WBC welterweight champion, and I have a suspicion going to be a Hall of Famer in the sport of boxing. And I say that because Carl Froch just got in. Carl Froch got in. You better put Shawn Porter in right there along with him. So I'm looking forward to Shawn Porter making it into Canastota, New York. So definitely a very credible source in as far as his opinion on the sport of boxing, says that Teofimo Lopez, he said he would take Gervonta Davis over Teofimo Lopez. When asked about Devin Haney, he said, showed all the teeth all the way to the back of his mouth and a little bit of gum. And it was like, that's going to be a lot for Devin Haney to deal with right there. So if you look at that and you say, wow, what is going to go on with Devin Haney? What is going to go on with Teofimo Lopez? First and foremost, Teofimo Lopez, and this is where I got to give a shout out to Shawn, who comes on calls into the show that we do in the mornings, who basically said that he believed that Teofimo Lopez is somebody that will fight up to and down to the level of his opposition, and that in the inconsistency in the performances of Teofimo Lopez is an issue. However, seeing as that Devin Haney is a higher level, you can probably expect Teofimo Lopez to fight at a higher level. Here's the problem for me with that Devin Haney would have with Teofimo Lopez, because that was about the extent of the explanation that we received from Shawn Porter. My thing is that Devin Haney cannot fight Teofimo Lopez in the same fashion that he fought his last 3 fights. If he does, he will more than likely lose that fight, and also has a good chance of getting hurt in that fight. Going into the Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor bout, I was very clear when I said, hey, man, I got Josh Taylor winning it because I don't know what Teofimo Lopez is going to show up. Don't know what kind of head he got on his shoulders. However, the one thing you know about Teofimo Lopez is that Teofimo Lopez can crack. Teofimo Lopez can most definitely hurt you and make you think about getting a little too loose in there with him. And that is what happened when he fought Josh Taylor. The one thing Josh Taylor could not handle from Teofimo Lopez was getting hit cleanly by him, because you could tell that how he reacted to it. There was one time he hit him with a short left, and a short left hand bounced him, fell all the way back up against the ropes, and then came forward. And you could tell from that point, man, that was just like, no. He hit him with a left hook that had Josh Taylor, a counter left hook, really tight, nice left hook that had Josh Taylor reeling. I don't know whether or not, the ability for Josh Taylor to take punches and his punch resistance has declined because of the amount of wars that he's in, because he's steadily just battling people. But I know for certain that Teofimo Lopez has done that to more than one person. So I don't think it was an accident. I don't think it was a fluke. So there you're going to have Devin Haney having to deal with that. And you're also going to have to deal with the fact that Teofimo Lopez is a good boxer. And he's got good footwork. He's got fast hands. He is somebody that is just he's a talented athlete, and he has a lot of know-how. And of course, with Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez really doesn't have a lot to worry about coming back at him with Devin Haney, because Devin Haney's just not a big power puncher. Teofimo Lopez is not a southpaw, so Devin wouldn't have to worry about that straight left hand coming right down the middle like it was with Vasily Lomachenko. However, if Teofimo Lopez can come and consistently hit him, man, that's just going to be a very, very tough for him. And again, this is a situation where Devin Haney really doesn't have anything that's going to stop Teofimo Lopez. I don't know about that body attack really doing anything on Teofimo Lopez either, because of how much bigger Teofimo Lopez was than Vasily Lomachenko. And honestly, man, that body attack, for people saying what a great job he did in that first half of that fight with that body attack, why didn't the body attack slow Lomachenko down for the second half of the fight? That's the purpose of the body attack in the first half of the fight, or one of the benefits of it is that it will cause the other guy to lose gas in the second half of the fight. The only round that I could say that I think that may have looked like it was the case, it was in round 12, which could have just happened because of the fatigue and stepping on the gas for the previous 5 rounds before that. But anyway it goes, man, this is going to be exciting stuff, man. It's going to be another pick'em type of fight between if the two of those guys fight. From Devin Haney's standpoint, though, man, he's just surrounded by dogs and everywhere he goes. From a Vasily Lomachenko rematch to a Gervonta Davis fight to a Shakur Stevenson fight to a Teofimo Lopez fight to a Regis Prograis fight. Man, there's no doubt in the world, and no doubt at all that Devin Haney is going to have an opportunity to prove if he is, and if so, how great a fighter he is. And the same thing for Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is surrounded by fighters that are of equal caliber everywhere he goes, from Devin Haney to Gervonta, if Gervonta wanted to go up there and do that, to Regis Prograde, to don't even, let's talk about Matias. Only person that I'm really leaving off that list is Rolly Romero, because I think he's kind of, not on that level. But anyway, it is what it is. That's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I am out. Thank you for checking me out once again. Peace.